Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. This is a video response for John Keating over at That 70s Card Show. If you're not familiar with John's channel, obviously he is a big fan of the 70s and the sports from the 1970s, primarily baseball, but other sports as well. I really like John's channel in which he goes beyond just the cardboard, talks about the stadiums, the players, goes into a lot more history of the game than just the cardboard. The cardboard is almost, the cards are almost a way to tell the story of the 1970s. Really like his approach. If you're not familiar with John's channel, I will be putting a link to his channel in the description of this video, so definitely go check it out. But what John wants us to do, and I may be late in doing this video response, if so, no problem. I still think it's a great idea. Being a big fan of the 70s, he wants us to show off our favorite cards, baseball cards from the 1970s. And so I'm going to be showing off my graded cards. Now, I don't have a lot of the early 70s cards in my collection yet. Still building that up. I have a ton of 79s, 78s, 77s, 76s, but as you start going back earlier in that decade, I don't have as many cards in my collection. But what I decided to do was pick two cards from each year of the 1970s as my favorite in my collection. You'll see some themes here in terms of players. Again, I am somewhat limited in what I have in my collection, but I hope you enjoy. So let's go take a look at some of my favorite cards from the 1970s. We're going to do this in chronological order. So starting off in 1970, I have my 1970 Carl Yastrzemski. What I like about this card, obviously I'm a big fan of Carl Yastrzemski, but of course the big rivalry between the Red Sox and Yankees. This image here, this photograph seems to have been taken in Yankee Stadium, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know if they planned it that way, but a Red Sox player in Yankee Stadium, that longtime rivalry, that's why I like this card. All right, we'll start stacking these over here. My second, and these are in no particular order in terms of which ones I like more than others, but the other 1970 card, I picked the Tom Seaver. It reminds me a little bit of his 1969 Topps card, which I love, but I think just again, the color of the uniform, the background, the gray border of these 1970 cards, just, simple portrait shot, but I think it's just a really cool image there of Tom Seaver. All right, on to 1971. I've seen this card in at least one, if not two other response videos. If you have this card in your collection, you almost, I don't want to say you have to choose it, but this is just such a great card from 1971. And this is, of course, the Thurman Munson. You got the Rookie Cup. You got the great action shot. Great player in Thurman Munson. And also, in terms of collectability, this card is so hard to find in a decent condition. I'm lucky enough to have a PSA 5 copy of this, but just love this 1971 Thurman Munson. We'll just do a couple stacks here. The other 71 that I chose is the Carl Yastrzemski. And again, I got this one at the 2019, I think it was, 2019 National. May have been they didn't have it in 2020, I think. But anyway, getting off target here. But just of the Carl Yastrzemski cards, Topps has not done a great job with Carl Yastrzemski cards over the years. A lot of standard, similar, or the exact same images throughout the years. And this one's a little bit different. I just love how he's just staring off in the distance. And I don't know, just the overall appeal of this. I appeal this card. Just love it. So, Carter Yastrzemski is my second 1971 Topps card. Right, on to 1972. One of the cards I picked was the Carlton Fisk rookie card. I don't have a whole lot of Hall of Fame rookie cards, still working again as I'm building my vintage collection. But Carlton Fisk is one of the rookie cards that I have, and it happens to be from the 1972 set. Again, just like the overall look of this card. Also, obviously, you also have another really good player in Cecil Cooper on that card. So that's my first 1972. My second one, I just find this an interesting image of Raleigh Fingers. Now, if you look closely here, in this 1972 card, you do not see his famous mustache. So, not sure if, I believe I heard the story that either the owner of the A's or the manager was really strict on facial hair. And then I'm not sure when it started, but I think Raleigh Fingers, at some point, it may have been the next year, I'm not sure, started growing that famous handlebar mustache. But here he is, sans mustache. I just thought that was a cool card to show off from 1972. All right, on to 1973. I don't have a lot of 73s. 73 cards do have, starting into a lot of action shots. This is somewhat of an action shot. I chose the Pete Rose that I have. And looks like he may have just popped the ball up, possibly to the right side of the field, and is just checking it out there. But sort of an action shot there of Pete Rose that I think is pretty cool. And my second 1973 is a fairly recent addition to my collection, and it is the Harmon Killebrew. I like this one just because it just, shows his swing off. I don't know a lot about Harmon Killebrew. I need to, check into more of these Hall of Famers, but this is just a nice action shot, I think, of Harmon Killebrew. You can see how he's was a home run hitter there. Powerful looking swing. So I picked a Harmon Killebrew as my second 1973 Topps card. All right, on to 74. Again, I have a little bit more of them in my collection, but two more action shots and two pitchers that I'm featuring here. And the first one is Jim Palmer. I always thought he had a somewhat unique throwing motion in that he just went straight over the top. A lot of pitchers you see will either be at, like a 45-degree angle. You get some that are, start to get into more sidearm throwing, but he was almost like straight up and down his pitching motion. And this card here from 1974 just sort of shows that. You're almost looking right at him, almost from the catcher's perspective, and you just see him coming right down over the top there on his pitching motion. So the Jim Palmer is the first one I picked as my favorite 74 Topps cards, and the other one who had a very unique pitching motion as well. Love this card. It's the Tom Seaver. I think one or two others, again, may have picked this card here as well from 1974. Normally, his motion there brought that right knee almost scraping the pitching mound. This one's a little bit elevated, but still great action shot of a great pitcher. So, Tom Seaver is my second 1974 Topps card. All right, on to 75. Had a few to look through. One of them here, I picked both of these mainly just because the image in the first one is a great 70s, one of the most popular 70s rookie cards, I would say, and that is the George Brett. Picked this one up at this year's National. Just, I don't know, it on the surface, it's just a plain, image. Okay, hey, George, pose for us. But I don't know, just it's a, I don't want to use the word iconic, but is a very popular rookie card from the 1970s, the George Brett rookie card. And we'll go there. And the second one, just, I don't know, I had this card ungraded. I still have it in my collection for the longest time. Finally picked up a graded copy for my graded vintage collection, and that is the Nolan Ryan. Always liked this card, the color combination that they used in this 75 set for the Nolan Ryan card. I just think that goes well. It just gives the card a great overall eye appeal, and just love that 70s Angels uniform. So there we go, the 1975 cards. Actually, we'll put this over here. All right, on to 1976. Going with two Cincinnati Reds players. The first one is Pete Rose. I love this image. 76 is one of my favorite sets from the 70s. 78 obviously is my favorite. 76 may be my second favorite set of the decade. And again, some poses, some action shots. This one here, Pete Rose, just to me shows his intensity. When he was playing the game, he played all out. Never left anything on the field. Just was just hard-nosed baseball player. And that shot right there, most likely maybe looking out from the dugout, just probably intent on what's going on in the game. So just like that Pete Rose card. And the second one, again, which some others I've seen show off from 1976, is the Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench has some great cards. This is no exception here. Just the dust up there. Obviously, it looks like the end of a play. I don't know if it was someone scoring a run. Probably most likely maybe sliding into home plate. But just a great sort of action shot there of Johnny Bench. All right, on to 77. Two more sort of action shots here. And again, going back to, again, I have limited players sometimes in my collection here for some of the years, but I do really like this Tom Seaver. Again, it's the beginning of his, famous pitching motion. Starting off that wind up there where he gets really low to the ground at the end of his delivery. So just really like that Tom Seaver card. And the next one is a great action shot. Maybe I'll go on a limb here. Maybe saying the best action shot from 77 Topps, and that's the Carlton Fisk. Just that action shot of the play right at the plate. I believe that's a Yankees player. I keep forgetting who it is. But again, you got Red Sox, Yankees, play at the plate. Fisk covering home plate there. Getting ready to take probably a hard slide into home plate. Just really love that Carlton Fisk action shot. All right, moving on to 1978. As in 1976, I had two Cincinnati Reds. For 1978, I'm going to go with two New York Yankees. I love the 78 set. I could have picked probably a dozen cards from 1978 that I really like, but I just got to go with the Thurman Munson. Again, these catcher poses, just love the fact that obviously maybe not a play at the plate. There was a play that happened, so he got his mask off there, checking to see what's going on. And just a great image there of Thurman Munson. So let's see. I don't know if I can fit some of these down here. We'll go maybe diagonally here to fit everything on the screen. Let's see if we can do that. Not sure. All right. The next New York Yankee, and it's just a classic card of Reggie Jackson, his 1978, just that powerful swing, almost in the sense of Tom Seaver getting that knee down when he pitches. You got Reggie Jackson when he uncoils on some of his swings. He really just dips his body down, coils around, and you see it right here in this 78 Topps card of Reggie Jackson. Just absolutely love this card. And of course, that All-Star Shield with the 3 colors. Again, I just absolutely love the 78 top set. So that is my second 78. All right, last 2 cards from 1979. Now, this one is going to be, as you can see, I believe all of these that I've shown off are Hall of Famers. I'm going to be showing off a card of a non-Hall of Famer. Now, this one here is not graded as well, is the 1979 Bump Wills. Now, if you're not familiar with the 1979 top set, there is a corrected version of the Bump Wills, which is the Rangers on the front. And of course, he did play for the Rangers. The reason why this card is so special to me, I've mentioned it before in the past on my channel. You may not remember it if you haven't been watching my videos for a while. This is the card right here. When I found out that I had this card and actually the corrected version with the Rangers team there at the bottom, the corrected version, I think at the time was maybe worth, I forget, it was a few dollars. And for a child or a kid of 7 at the time, that was a lot of money. And just it piqued and really started my interest in collecting baseball cards. So this card right here means so much to me in my collection. It's not in the greatest shape. Off center, it's beat up. I mean, I tried to protect it as much as possible as a kid because I liked the card so much. But anyway, not in the greatest condition. However, as part of my collecting graded cards, vintage graded cards, I had to go and pick up a really nice PSA 9 copy of the corrected version. And if you haven't seen the error version is showing him playing on the Blue Jays. How that got switched up, I'm not sure. It does say Rangers on the back, but on the front, it says Blue Jays. So I think in terms of the print run, this obviously came out first in the production, and then at some point they realized the error. I think probably more than halfway through the production and release, they switched it up and corrected it to the Rangers. All right, so that is my first 1979 card, the Bump Wills corrected and error version. And the last one from 1979, I just love this image here. Just, I don't know, the Jim Rice. The way he's just smiling there. Love the color combination there. You got the AL All-Star little banner above the Jim Rice and the Red Sox. 79 isn't my, in terms of the design, it's pretty plain, almost trying to steal off of 1976's design, in my opinion. But there's some nice, images here. But the 79 Rice, just the way he's just smiling there. Love the red top of the Red Sox hat. Yeah, just overall, just really like this card. So, not sure where I'm going to fit this. I'll just slide it in right there. So there you go. Those are my favorite 1970s cards in my collection. So again, John, hey, thanks for thinking of this little contest giveaway. I think the prize is a 1978 Mario Mendoza in a PSA 9. Would be, cool if I would happen to be lucky enough to win that, as again 78 is my set, and of course the story behind Mario Mendoza. But anyway, good luck to all those who enter the contest. And again, John, if I missed the deadline, don't worry about it. I enjoyed doing this video. Yeah, so that's all I have. If you missed out on my latest video, you can check it out over here. That's all I have for you. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.